All right, so here's a little tutorial on the new sections. Um, in the Wix regular editor, if you started a new website recently, it probably had the sections already. If you have an older site, Wix automatically recently just updated your, as soon as you open the editor, it's going to automatically update to the new sections. So let's show you what the sections are. Right here, you have a new icon for sections. And if you click on that, it will reduce it and show you all the different sections that it created for your site. Typically, if it automatically did it, it would be home 1, home 2, home 3 for the different areas of the page. And it shouldn't make a difference to your live site. You just want to double check your desktop and the mobile version just in case something got rearranged and you have to fix the layout. So just double check it just in case. So what are sections? Right now, if it automatically gave you sections, it's probably just the strips that you've used, but it can be considered like the bottom layer of an area or a section. So let's just add, you can add a section anywhere, like it says, drag and drop it anywhere on the page. You can choose from layouts that they suggest for the different pages or areas that you want, or you can choose to add a blank section. That's what I usually do. I just clicked to add the blank section. So here's an untitled section. You can name it. For the top, I usually say it's the title part. You can name it anything you want. Let's say welcome. Just so you know, when you're looking even at the mobile version, that's the welcome section. You can move that up and down as you want it. So I want this at the top. That's going to be my welcome. And I added it underneath. I just added it wherever. So to move this to the top, you can move a whole section. It could have 5 different strips in it or anything, but the whole section can move up and down by using these arrows. So I'm going to move that up to the top. And then I'm just going to keep this background. And you can use this as is. You can add a picture or a color to the background. You can put the text here instead. The only thing with a section is you always want to stay within the guidelines with Wix, so your website will look good on all different size screens. If I make my screen smaller by dragging it, you can see everything stays within those guidelines. Anything outside the guidelines gets smaller. So with a section, you can't change the layout. You can't change the alignment like you can on a strip. So I could move the alignment to be left aligned on a strip, but here it stays in the center. So as long as you want whatever information in the center, you can use the section, a blank section as is. If you want things to be outside of the guidelines, or if you want to create columns in your for your design, then you need to add a strip to the section. So I'm just going to add a strip. I'm going to add strip. I'll do a dark strip just so you can see the difference. I'm going to move that to the top. I just dragged it and then change this text to white. And here we go. So now I have this strip that's on top of, that's in the welcome section. I can add another strip if I want. And then strip. I'm going to add, and this made the section big enough to fit this strip. So now I have two strips in the welcome section, and I am able to adjust the text here. So instead of having the guidelines here, I can click on the strip itself and the layout, and I can left align. So now my text needs to be within this part. So if I drag my screen smaller, anything to the right gets smaller, but everything within the guidelines stays within the guidelines. So say I want to move this down now. Maybe I don't want this to be the welcome section. Maybe I want it to be about. So I want something else before this. So I'm going to move this whole thing down, which will move any strips within the section. It'll move that down. And now, again, I have my text, which used to be up here, and edit the text so it's black. So that's a little about sections versus strips. So strips can be within the sections. The section is just your bottom layer. And what's nice is if you switch to mobile version, then you can change a whole section, move it down or up, or hide it. Instead of moving separate strips up and down, then you can move the whole section. And that's it.